Hello, stream. It's been a minute.
Hey.
Yes, it is. Don't mind the cat and the dog.
Or the people randomly walking in the background.
Yes.
You didn't see anything.
Sure. Oh, we have some announcements. There will be some heavy schedule changes coming up. This is probably going to be one of our last Saturday games, unless we decide to do a special. Because Saturdays are moving to Sundays.
Yes.
Less competition for us and just kind of better overall, I think.
Yeah, I think the only one that may or may not be in the least affected by it would be Nen on our side, but
you mean most affected?
Yes.
And then we'll be having a change of scenery on Sundays.
Until possibly the end of October.
I swear to Jesus.
Don't. I doubt he wants to hear you swearing.
Dog is going to be the death of me. She got a hold of something and went crack, and I took a bunch of plastic out of her mouth, so.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, turns out it's a part of the old cat box that we had that was broken.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's gonna find all the things.
Yes. Mind you, this is the one that has decided that she wanted to eat a sock and a cat toy, so that was $1,000+ that did not expect to spend on her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yay. I know that feeling. But she's so pretty.
She is.
She about to get punched in the head. Not really. But, you know.
Metaphorically.
Yes, there are days that I want to.
Nosferatu might beat you to it there.
She is, however, really pretty. As she's also fluffy.
Anything we need to go over for the night?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, we just want to do the one single announcement first, I think. Can you guys hear me okay if I have the mic there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Making sure. I can see everybody now.
Whee!
Yeah, the whole new desk setup is a little weird, a little convoluted, but making it work. So it's just us for now.
Yes.
Thinking maybe we run some test games and see who we can get in soon. Not that the test games will be broadcasts, but
They cleaned my stuff while I was away, and then they rearranged everything. It's not where it's supposed to be.
gross.
Yes. All of those things. So I am ready.
Oh.
I am ready when all of you are.
You mean that one,
Okay.
Kraken? I just turned it off now. Okay, starting to our new intro, which I finally got around to taking the non-players off anymore. Hello, it is the four of us, and Dengle had to step away. So
hello, it is the four of us.
This is Life and Blood Atlanta.
Step away. So
I am Feyla. I play Tory.
Life and Blood Atlanta. I am Feyla. I play Tory.
I'm Buttons, and I'm back to playing Shiloh.
No, I'll be playing Steven.
Huzzah! This is weird, just having the four of us / the 3 players.
This is weird, just having
be fine.
the four of us.
It will be fine. And here's Dengle, our storyteller.
It will be fine.
Yes, I apologize.
And here's
My dog
Dengle,
decided that she was going to pee on
our
the floor
storyteller.
at the worst time.
Or best. You have a piece of hair. You're a unicorn.
Or best. You have a
That's
piece
my
of hair.
job. Don't
You're a
steal my
unicorn.
job.
Yeah.
Dingle is still a
I like
unicorn
that.
because he's a fantastic storyteller / DM.
Dingle is still a
Sure.
unicorn
We'll go
because
with
he's
that.
a fantastic storyteller / DM.
So yes, this is like Bloodland. I heard somebody say that. Everybody got introduced, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So,
Yep.
did we do the disclaimer?
No, I haven't done any of that. Also, I'll just set it's as March.
No, I
for
haven't
now.
done any of that. Also,
Yep, that's fine.
I'll just set it
so-
as March for now.
Seeing as this is World of Darkness, there may or may not be certain things that arise during gameplay that may cause you undue unrest. Let's put it that way. Physical, mental, spiritual, or emotional. So if that comes to pass and it's affecting you enough where you need to step away, please do. Come back at a later date or skip. We will do recaps. There we go. That's the word. So this particular game might not be the most exciting for everyone, just to let you know. And if you wanted to skip this in post and all that fun stuff, probably would be the best one so far to skip. Because this is going to be a downtime episode, and by downtime I mean months long. Literally 1 month.
Dingle, don't tell people to stick up our games.
I said if you're going to, this would be the one to do so. Don't do that though, because you have to listen to all of them. Be a completionist and be, well, who you really are.
I can't skip episodes in anything. I have to see everything, which is the problem when it comes to like animes with
Episodes and anything.
With
I
a lot
have
of
to see
filler.
everything, which is the problem when it comes to like animes with a lot of filler.
looking at you, One
Yeah.
Piece and Naruto and Bleach.
No.
Looking at you, One Piece and Naruto and Bleach.
They don't have any filler anywhere, ever.
Nothing is filler. Everything is
Okay.
canon.
So who
Nothing is
would
filler,
like
everything
to
is
go
canon.
first? We will do bits and pieces from each. However, I will take volunteers to go first.
Okay, well, Tory left Detroit, heading for a certain
Tory
family.
left Detroit,
Oh, well,
heading
for a certain city
family.
first. And then after burning down a warehouse, farewell.
I said she left Detroit.
Oh,
I said she
this
left
is true.
Detroit.
Because she went to Detroit after Indianapolis. Although we didn't do an Indianapolis
She went to
recap.
Detroit after
We did
Indianapolis.
not,
Although we didn't
because
do an
you should go
Indianapolis
and watch the
recap.
Detroit one. If you want a recap for that.
That was a fun one.
Yes.
That was a fun one.
And it may or may not give you some insight on what's happening here.
And some insight into some characters.
Yes.
And some insight into some characters.
Tory, you are heading to Connecticut.
Yep.
Yep.
Would you care to share with the class as to who exactly put you in that direction?
Katarzyna gave Tory some...
Katarzyna gave Tory some...
trying to think of the correct word. Tips.
Trying to think of the
On how
word.
to find
Tips.
the Brodovich family that she
On how
is
to find
intent on
the
looking for
Brodovich family
to
that
receive
she
one of
is
their
intent on looking
revenant
for
hounds.
to receive one of their revenant hounds.
Yes.
With her evidence of her actual
With
original sire
Her evidence of
in order to
her actual original sire
leverage that to
in order to
hopefully gain some
leverage that to hopefully
Credit with
gain
them.
some credit with
Yes.
them.
So, you pull up to a large open estate. The stone walls that were once there, long since passed, long since gone. In their place is a new iron fence. Every 20 or 30 yards, there's a cement pillar. On each one of the pillars, there's a bee on it. You pull up the front, and the guard that's there. Who are you here for?
no one specific, mainly just
No one's
the family in general, I
mainly
suppose.
just the
All right,
family
who
in
sent you?
general, I suppose.
Again, nobody. Received tips on who you are from a very
Nobody.
old Zemitzi, though.
Received tips on who you are from a very old Zemitzi, though.
What can we help you with?
Ideally wanting one of your dogs, but
Ideally,
maybe some
wanting
information, too.
dogs, but maybe some information.
My sire unfortunately passed away, and
My
I
sire
didn't
unfortunately
get
passed away,
as much from him as I
and
wanted.
I didn't get as much from him as I
Well.
wanted.
First and foremost, who's your sire? And then I'll ask you about the whole dog situation.
Well, I knew him as Charles.
Well, I knew him as Charles.
Okay. About how long ago was he around?
30-some years when I was turned.
30-some years when I was turned.
You ever talk about us?
Sorry, 40-some.
Sorry, 40-some.
You
Tiny
ever
bit,
say
not
when?
specifically.
Tiny bit, not specifically.
Did he give you a date around when he left?
What do he have?
have?
Maybe a vague date.
The 40s? Any specific
Yeah.
month?
Early 40s.
40s? Any specific month?
Believe it was the early 40s. Didn't get much out of him other than that.
Oh, that's the one that went and tried to join the crap in New York first.
Oh, he definitely joined the
He
Sabbat.
definitely joined the Sabbat.
Yeah, and then he got shipped off down south.
Yep.
Yep.
You got something from him so we can verify.
He'll pull the locket off that she's been wearing for a long time now. Well, for a few months. Weeks now. and hand it over.
She'll pull the locket off that she's been
And he takes a look at it.
wearing for a long time now.
He's
Well,
like,
for a few
oh
months.
yeah,
Weeks
Charlie.
now. And hand it over.
It's funny, he left right before we had a big jailbreak. Almost thought that he was part of the whole jailbreak situation, but not quite.
That gonna make things harder for me?
No, the thing that's going to make it a little bit harder for you is actually not a Bradovich, it's a Grimaldi, but same
Well,
thing either way.
The other thing that might make it harder
That could
is
make things
that
harder for me.
when he embraced me, I wasn't a Zemitzi.
Oh, I don't care. They
Well,
might. I don't care.
The other thing that might make it harder
What
is that
what are you?
when he embraced me,
Gangrel
I
now,
wasn't a Zemitzi.
unfortunately.
Or summer child?
Yeah.
Hold on. He goes in the guardhouse.
Gangrel now, unfortunately.
You can see him making some calls. Comes back out and just come on, hold up. Pull into the circle. We'll get you inside, and you at least got a place to stay for a couple days.
Thank you. And she will do so.
Um,
Thank you.
by
And she will
the time
do
you
so.
pull into the circle, you see some lights coming through the forest that's off on the eastern side of the estate. It's actually a pair of dirt bikes. And as you get out, grab your things and head inside, they pull up and kind of staring at you. Can I get some sort of a roll? Can I get a wits and medicine, actually?
Okay. I left off with no hunger, but should we assume that I have a single hunger through this?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Not really.
I left off with
anything
no
to do
hunger, but
with
should we assume
blood-related
I
stuff,
have
hematology?
Genetics, actually.
I have science genetics. I thought that would be under science and not medicine.
I'll allow it. Which
anything
one's
to do
better
with
for you, science or medicine?
blood-related
Oh,
stuff,
medicine,
hematology?
by far.
Okay. You can add the genetics.
I have science
Medicine on this
genetics.
one.
I thought that would be under science and not medicine.
Gross. 2.
Oh,
Well, that's
medicine, by
probably
far.
good enough to vaguely recognize a familial
Gross. 2.
resemblance from somebody you may or may not have just been talking to the other day.
I'm sure she's probably at least aware of the rumors of them. That was probably a warning she got.
Probably.
I'm sure she's probably at least
Just
aware
give him a
of the
nod as
rumors
she's
of them.
walking.
They'll follow you inside. And
Probably
they're
a warning she
silent.
got. Just give him a nod
And
as
once
she's
inside, they actually set
walking.
you up with an actual room. And they kind of sit down with you. Presumably the heads of both families. And then another person. And you talk about what happened and where you're from and Charles and the ultimate demise of said Zemitzi. And by the end of it, one of them is fuming mad, the other one is just cackling like a mad scientist. Would you care to guess which one's which?
I'm assuming Vibrato Rich is cackling like a hyena.
Yes.
Vibrato Rich is cackling like a hyena.
And the Grimaldi, just gonna like, if it wasn't that we needed each other, I would stab you in the face right now. Shut up. I'm just like, yeah. It's funny because you guys didn't know where your people went. At least we know where our people went. And it turns out your size. Apparently, in a very unceremonious way, which is kind of, well, aren't you guys supposed to be smart? Shut up. Anyway, we are willing to entertain the thought of giving you an animal, a dog. However, probably won't be tonight, obviously. We've got to figure out your temperament, and then we'll figure out their temperament, and then we'll try to pair you together.
I expected to have to prove myself a little, if nothing else.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing here. So it's fun times. Make yourself at home. If you want to go across the way, we can arrange for that. That way you don't have to get the car and drive over there. It's much faster. Just go through the woods. So yeah, I hope you enjoy yourself. I know you're not going to be staying forever, mainly because that wasn't the deal, but well, you are here. Please be comfortable. Feel like you are welcome here. Feel like you're at home with family, even though it's technically not your family they are, but it's fine.
Macy was the reason I became this, so I would much rather have been that than the gangrel. Trust me. The reason I became this, it's not my choice, and I don't believe it was Charles's either, given everything he started to teach. The gangrel. Trust me. It was not my choice.
At least he had a little bit of sense, even though he wasn't living up to the potential that we tried to give him.
Definitely was shuffled off to the wrong pack for that.
Yes, you said something about a dogs.
Definitely was
said something about a Tremere.
for that. Yes. Very experimental one, who I am currently hunting down to try to bring to heel. Experimental one, who I am currently hunting down to try to bring to heel. The one who killed my actual dog.
Well, I will do this for you.
The one who killed my actual
when
dog.
you find them, whatever resources you need to return the favor, all you have to do is call, okay?
Appreciated.
We don't take kindly to, well, people using us in any way, shape, fashion, form, or idea. So the fact that there was a deal made with Charles to get that Tremere freed is troublesome.
Yes.
we would like to see him
Yes.
tortured for as long as physically possible, and seeing exactly what kind of experiments we can do on him. That would...
Well, I had initially planned to subdue him in a long enough term thing to use him as a
I had initially
long-standing
planned
blood
to
bag.
Oh, well,
subdue him
seems like there's
in
also
a
a
long
nice
enough
test
term
subject
thing to use him
as well.
a long-standing
Yes.
blood bag.
So, whatever experiments you want to perform and conduct, you have a
Yes.
means to the end.
I'm sure there are plenty of things that I can learn with using him as a test dummy. I'm sure there are plenty of things that I can
And we'll turn to the other.
learn with using him
I
as
will
a
pay you for the dog.
test dummy.
Well, right. Good. So, like I said, make yourself at home. Our trials will begin tomorrow.
I look forward to it.
Now, I do actually have an idea of how we're going to go about doing this. As far as, like, size of said dog and all that fun stuff. We've already agreed upon a generalized breed of what they would have.
Yep.
So, can I please get you to give me a composure and animal can?
Oh, okay. You know, I never took a dog specialty, which I really should have.
It's fine.
I rolled a 3. I have 2 that I can re-roll.
Would you like to re-roll them?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
4.
You know, I never took a dog specialty, which I really should have.
So,
I rolled a 3.
at first, they try to pair you with a pair of, well, one of 2
Yes.
average
4.
size females. And while they both would be fitting if you weren't looking for something very specific, they're just not really what Tory's looking for. However, on your second day, perusing the kennels and perusing the grounds, coming from out of the forest, from one of the patrols, you see a rather large individual being pulled around by this obviously young, very, very large, very, very feisty and energetic. What was the breed again?
Oh gosh. Tibetan Mastiff Great Dane mix, I think you wanted?
Yeah.
Maybe
very,
with some
very,
others
very, very
mixed in?
large. Yes, very, 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 very large. Very, very floofy.
Oh gosh.
And
Tibetan Mastiff Great Dane mix, I think
Like-
you wanted?
almost like divine intervention.
Maybe with some others mixed in?
The lead,
That's what they sound like?
well, that's what mine sounds like. The lead snaps, and it just takes off running. And it gets about halfway across the lawn. The guy's sitting behind it, just yelling at it.
That's what they sound like?
And then it just kind of stops, and, well, slows down, looks at you, and just takes off running at you, and just like slides and like stands, like, I want to play.
He'll, use Feral Whispers, actually.
Okay.
What was that about?
He's an asshole.
She'll use feral
What was he trying to
whispers,
get you to do?
actually.
Anything?
And what do you
I don't
want
like
to
him.
do?
What was that about?
Not be near him. He's an idiot.
Looks like it.
What was
All
he
the
trying to get you
while,
to do?
the person that you're with is kind of staring and watching. I
And what do you
believe he
want to
picked
do?
you.
I think so. Looks like it.
Is this acceptable?
Here's the dog. Do you want to come with me?
Away from here?
Yep.
I
Yes.
think so.
Good. Back to the person speaking human. Again. Yes,
Here's the
that
dog.
works. Do you want to come with me?
Very
Yep.
well, it shall be so.
Good.
We will
Back to the person speaking human.
make sure it is as healthy as we can have it.
Yes, that works.
Before you leave, there's a couple things that we need to bring it up upon. Just
What?
shots wise, it's a little over a year old, and we just haven't done the yearly shots on it.
Good.
But once we have all that in place and good to go,
What?
you are free to go.
You don't want
we do
anything
have-
else from me?
Well, we do have an offer for you,
Good.
which would kind of be a favor.
What would that be?
If you would, we are looking to expand
You don't
our
want anything else
operations
from me?
and our eyes down south.
You want me to host
What would
some
that
of
be?
you?
So just a pair.
Is this the Brodovich or the Grimaldi asking?
What, you want me to host some of you?
If they can conduct themselves without many issues,
Is it the
then I
Brodovich
wouldn't
or the
have a
Grimaldi
problem with
asking?
it.
I don't see why they would have a whole lot of issue with anything. They are
If they can
young,
conduct
so they are
themselves without
malleable
many issues,
still.
then I wouldn't have a problem
One
with it.
is 22, the other is 24. It's a pair of brothers.
I have a large enough area that I can accommodate that.
Good.
I am a baron in the
Um,
city I live in.
I have a large
then,
enough area that I can accommodate that.
We will either have them accompany you or have them
I am a
meet you
baron
down there
in the
when you
city
get
I
back.
live in.
I have another question.
Yes.
I spent time in the Sabbat and I spent time out of the Sabbat. I don't know many
I
of
have another
the
question.
alternative
I
paths
spent time.
from the Sabbat,
Out of
although
the
I know there
Sabbat.
are some
I
more
don't
so than the
know
one that they followed.
many
Most of them
the
followed. I know
alternative
Charles was something different, but I was not allowed to learn
paths
it. Do you know anything of that?
from the Sabbat, although I know there are some
Well,
more so than the one
that
they
would
followed.
purely
Most of them
depend
followed.
on what you gain.
I know Charles
from
was
it.
something different, but I was not allowed to learn it. Not losing myself to the beast where I'm nearly sitting at now. Feel it clawing there. Not losing myself to the beast where I'm inches from taking over. It feels like most days. Now.
What is keeping you as you are now?
I don't even know anymore. And feel it clawing there. It is.
You have any mortal
from
ties?
taking over. It feels like most days. I just killed the last one.
Do you have any
Don't even know
unliving ties?
There's one kindred. I just killed the last one. And the dog I had, which was killed.
Well,
There's one kindred. And the dog I
did
had,
Charles
which was
ever
killed.
teach you our old trick with dogs?
I have the heart sitting in Atlanta.
That is step one. We might be able to restore that.
I had hoped. I have the heart.
We will walk
sitting
you
in
through the
Atlanta.
process. It's a shame. He's got such a good personality among him.
I had
On him.
hoped.
However, if it keeps you from going too far, then it's
He
worth
does.
doing.
But Blitz was mine.
Is Blitz short for something?
Blitzkrieg. He does, but Blitz was mine.
Well, you know what they used for those particular attacks,
Blitzkrieg.
correct?
Yes.
I believe a Great Tibetan Dane would fit the motif of Blitzkrieg at this point.
Yes.
Large, strong, powerful.
My last one was a Mastiff mix. Not as furry, but
Well, this one just looks imposing. You are free to stay for the rest of the month. We have literature in the library. If you want to research your own alternative paths other than, I assume, the path of voice and power or something of that nature.
yeah. Didn't quite fit me. And at the time, I was actually a thin blood, and while I had started to learn some of that, Gregor wasn't too happy about that. Yeah. The Tremere.
Let's piss off a Tremere.
Thin blood, and every day that I can. Well, I had started to learn some of that. Gregor wasn't too happy.
And
about
we
that.
will transition to either one of the two remaining.
Tremere.
Who would like to go next?
Every day
I
that
can go next.
Okay. So, what would Stephen like to be doing in the time that it takes Tory to get back from Atlanta?
Steven is going to see if he can find any Signs of the operation that allowed the government to take his mother?
Well, let's start with a resolve and investigation.
I got best deal.
Okay. How many successes did you get?
0.
Okay, so complete failure.
Yep.
You go on a days, like legitimate days long bender of chasing rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole that ultimately leads you to absolutely nothing. What actually ends up pulling you out of it is Tory saying, hey, I have somebody coming down to teach you some stuff.
Okay.
Would you like to continue that avenue of investigation until your teacher gets there?
Steven's going to take a break for now and sit down to find some bagged blood.
So find an actual supplier.
Yes.
Would you want special bagged blood?
No, just regular.
Okay. Can I get wits and streetwise, please? If you have a specialization in black market, you can use it.
Before that time.
So yeah, you actually do find a supplier. They don't seem like the type that you would normally deal with. However, they are reliable. They're not overly expensive. They don't they don't have the largest selection, and they don't have a whole lot at a time. However, they do have a reliable 2 or 3 bags a week that you can buy from them.
Okay. Yeah, Steven will buy 2 bags from them.
And on an average week, that's all you'll need. Is there anything else that you would like to be doing?
Steven is also going to try and buy a bike for himself.
Like a motorcycle?
Yes.
Okay. What kind? Because this does make a very big difference. Like a crotch rocket type thing, cruiser, kind of a in between. Okay, that's kind of what I expected. Okay, that is easy enough to find without actually having to roll anything. The biggest thing is budget. You can find really nice ones, but you're going to pay a really nice price. You can find ones that are modified, so probably have been beat on before and pay a little bit less, or you can find ones that aren't necessarily as fast, aren't necessarily as well known, but they're cheap. Which one would Steven like?
All the modified ones.
Okay. You have D10s, right?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a single D10 and tell me what the number is.
8.
Okay. You get a modified Buell. They're actually really nice. This one has been lowered. It's got bunches of lights on it. It's very Steven, let's put it that way. It is also 100% black, except for the lights. Like they painted it with the that special Bantam black or whatever.
Fanta Black, I think it was.
Yeah, whatever. The one that makes everything disappear. So it's just like lights floating there at night. So yeah. And after about, well, 3-4 days time, you get a text message from a Michigan number. Where can I meet you?
We'll give them the address of 99 Bottles.
I will be there whenever you are free. Meet me there. I will be in the van with mural on the side of it.
Also, it's very noticeable.
Probably too much, but it's fine.
Steven will give a time.
Okay. And when you do show up, there is a white windowless panel van with a mural of, I believe it's Moses, like preaching, on the side of it.
Give a knock.
And when the doors open, which they open fairly quickly, there is an average sized, mid-20s looking man, blonde hair, blue eyes. He does have glasses. Steven?
Yes.
I understand that you wish to know how to be a cobbler.
Yes, I do.
I'm not going to say the best in Detroit, because I'm probably not. However, I am one of the better known ones, and I am pretty good at what I do.
I believe Paula gave you a good recommendation as well.
Yes. Miss Drescher should, as well as Tory.
Of course.
Also, if you meet Miss Markson, she recently also got something from me that is not one of my better works, but still very, very good.
I believe she said she'll be around shortly. I'm not sure what's holding her up.
Well, surely not the identification. So, come inside. we have some things to discuss and go over and make sure that you are fully aware of.
Okay. So you want to step on in?
First things first. I understand you are a Malkavian. I have this healthy awareness of them, especially that you have been in contact with one Ellie.
Yes.
I believe that you have been afflicted by her disease as well, right?
That's correct.
Please refrain from using any mental-based things while in the van or around me, please.
Keep your fingers all in my skull, I'll keep them all yours.
I can make you do things, however, I don't typically do that with people that I don't have a reason to. Last person I did that with was to make them stand still, to shoot them in the back of the head. So,
Ah, delightful.
it is not something I make a habit of doing. Second thing, Rufus Horton.
Stephen Harris.
And kind of gets to work with you. Shows you his process, which starts off with finding anyone that is newly born or recently deceased that could potentially actually have a legitimate identity stolen and used elsewhere. Does tell you that if you're going to do it this way, make sure that they understand. Don't do anything that would make it obvious that somebody else has the identity. Like, get lines of credit. Or go out of the country. It would be just like background checks, traffic stops, stuff like that. If they wanted to do something that did require anything else, having somebody living is better. Or long since deceased that you can make a new birth certificate for. Either way, it's probably the most foolproof way to do that. But again, you don't want anybody that's too obvious, so don't take like Bill Gates.
Naturally.
However, like Cameron inside would be a perfect candidate for something of that nature. However, I would not suggest doing that one.
Okay.
I have a feeling that Tory would have issues with you taking that particular identity.
A lot.
And last but not least, don't be discriminatory in your clientele. Use your better judgment to not just associate with anyone, however. Don't limit yourself to one specific type of persons.
Got it.
I used to provide for the Sabbat. I don't anymore. That is purely due to they killed a bunch of my friends then. So they are no longer on my list to help them out at all in any way, shape, fashion, or form.
I think we're in agreement on that. They've tried a few times to kill Tory.
Yes, I also no longer serve Ventru.
Is it because they tend to try to rip you off, or is there some other reason?
They killed another one of my friends.
Ah,
And while I am wary of Malkavians. I don't keep my services from them. There are a few exceptions where I will not, but that is purely due to their personal connections.
Let's see.
Is there anyone in particular you are looking to make something for?
I heard that Tory's been looking into stuff recently. I figured this would be a good start for her, since I think she's been having trouble with it.
Okay.
Tory has one.
One more word to the wise. Don't provide to anyone that is too close to you. There has to be a certain level of plausible deniability. Do your best to maintain that.
Okay.
And finally, if you wish to do it electronically, do any part of this electronically, make sure to wipe your tracks.
I've been learning how to do that lately.
Hopefully that will be of use to you. This is not all-inclusive. I will be around. I want you to make me 3 by the end of the week.
Okay.
They don't have to be good. They don't have to be bulletproof. However, they do have to be solid enough to where you can hand that to a cop and have them say yes or no on them.
Okay.
And it just so happens to be that I have a police officer that I have on standby that I can call.
Anything else I would owe you for this?
This is a favor for a friend.
I see.
I don't do this very often, so revel in it. So what was the roles that we were gonna have? I don't fully remember.
It was going to be a set of 3, depending on how you did it. Anything technology based was going to be intelligence. I think anything else was wits.
And there would be
It was like a lot of it was how you went about doing it. Wits and I think politics or etiquette. I want to say maybe leadership too. We talked about.
Yes, there was a streetwise one in there as well.
Yep.
So tell me what 3 skills Steven would like to use and how he would like to use them.
3 skills?
Yes.
Wits, streetwise, and etiquette. You don't have anything in politics.
One more because those not stats like ability like the other ones.
Oh,
So
okay.
you've got
Wits is going to be the base, but you need to pick 3.
you've got streetwise. You said politics.
Nothing in politics, so etiquette.
Okay, so streetwise, etiquette, and you can choose technology, investigate. I'd even allow like academics, leadership, persuasion, or subterfuge. or larceny. If you're literally gonna go in and like steal people's stuff.
Yeah, the skills you pick are basically how you go about doing this.
So, I guess streetwise and technology to find the recently deceased and etiquette to be able to put it together well.
Okay, go ahead and give me those 3 rolls. And this is a bell curve. You will have something at the end of this. It just might not be very good.
2 for the first. Four for the second. And another 4 for the third.
So that is 10. That's pretty good. So you bring that back to Rufus, and he kind of looks at it, and he's like, I will tell you this much right now. I don't have to call my police officer friend. It is actually very good for a first attempt. Might not necessarily be able to open a business with it. However, you could probably get a passport with it. A legal passport with it.
Thank you for the compliment. Might be able to do better, but I do appreciate it.
Well, it all comes with time. So comes with practice. So keep doing both, and I am sure eventually it will lead to potentially lucrative things for you. Also, don't abuse it, though, because if you do too many, people look.
Got it. Thank you for your time.
I think I'm going to stop into Charleston for a second as I go back home. See what's happening there. I'm sure it's nothing good. However, you have my phone number. If you need advice, call me.
Okay, thank you. And have safe travels.
Oh, I've been doing this long enough. It's always safe for me. And he will drive off into the night. Is there anything else that Stephen would like to do? Mind you, this is all within the first 2 weeks.
Just checking with Leo.
Seeing as you live with him, that's very, very easy. Leo is looking for a different job because he doesn't want to be a bank teller anymore. He says, quote, wearing a suit every day sucks balls.
I'm surprised you took that job to begin with.
I was told to be safe.
That's fair.
There's a dispensary downtown that's opening up. I think I'm going to go there.
Yeah, nice. Glad that wasn't open while I was still alive.
Oh, it was. Just wasn't legal. Rocco. He
Okay.
just got a business license, you know. Funny that he could get a business license, been arrested 4 times for it, but it's fine.
It's okay, baby. Go back to bed. I'm sorry.
And then we go to Paula Drescher. Or Shiloh.
Hi.
What would Shiloh like to do for the first couple weeks of our downtime?
Well, first and foremost, Shiloh is due a conversation with Barney.
Yes, she is. You find him exactly where he said he would be.
Hey, thanks again for taking the time to talk with me.
It's I'm a lot busier. It's fine. Cutting a little bit of time out for myself is probably a good thing. What you need?
So, I asked you about Pentex, and I talked to Darian a little bit about it too. By the way, has he been by to see you yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I don't need to be babysitting him on top of everything else. Anyway, long and short, Steven's mother is in their clutches and he's hell-bent on finding her, and I have no idea what he's getting himself into, but I've kind of figured out by now that when one of us gets into something, the entire coterie gets dragged into it. And if he's going to drag the whole federal government down on our heads, I kind of want to know.
Yeah, so you remember that mid 2000s, late 2000s, with the whole mercenary group that worked for the government that got in trouble because they were doing extra stuff and like torturing people. And you remember that when it was in the news?
Vaguely. I mean, that was kind of the point where I was on the road with Dee, so we didn't really catch a whole lot of news, but I think I heard a bit about it.
So officially Pentex owns them, and that's who, yeah. Unofficially, well, they work for the government. They don't work with the government. Government pays them. Government has them do dirty work, and then they do with said dirty work whatever the hell they want to do. Kind of looks like what's been happening for the last like 10-15 years. So good news, government's not coming down on you guys.
And the bad news?
The outcast lupines are.
Wonderful.
Because guess who? So after the whole debacle of, they all wanted to fight each other and fight for power and blah 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 blah, and almost that's calmed down now. The ones that got the short end of the stick, the get the dancer people, the other ones, they all kind of joined forces and took over Pentex.
Great. So do we need to warn the other werewolves that they're operating near their turf?
Probably wouldn't hurt, just to make sure they know. By the way, thanks Franny for all of this, because I sure certainly do it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So that's the bad news. Or good news, though. They don't do a very good job hiding their hidden sites. And he actually lays down a piece of paper with coordinates and like an X. And you see a cotton field, full bloom, nice and white. And in the dead center, it looks like just an old pump house. And he's like, in that building, there is a ladder that goes to an underground facility that houses any number of things, really. I don't know what all's down there. However, it is a little bit west of Asheville, North Carolina, kind of like what the guy said. From what you said.
And that's where they're holding Steven's mother.
I can't confirm that.
No, but if you guys can find it, I imagine Steven's going to find it eventually and do something stupid.
So what I would suggest, don't lie to him about it. You tell him it's there. Tell him if you know where it is, what to look for, all this fun stuff. And then follow it up with the but werewolves. It might deter him enough from just going out and, well, being Steven. At least until you guys can get the resources to fight the damn things.
Where would we even begin getting the resources to fight rogue werewolves?
Well, good news. Most of them are real young, so.
I don't know, maybe we just need to like clone Tory or something. She can tear through them pretty good from what I've noticed.
Yeah, the scary dog form.
Well, I guess I need to talk to Cyril now. Great. Wonderful.
As a alternative, are you just looking for somebody that can do flash crafting and all that fun stuff?
No, I'm looking for someone who's running point to speak with the werewolves, warn them about what's going on.
Oh, well. Right now, you can just call the number and they'll pick up and actually talk to people.
Oh, they're actually talking to us?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the whole, didn't you know it? With the little girl thing. They're on high alert, too.
Okay. See, I know they said that, but...
You know, these ones, they keep their word.
Okay, cool. Good, wonderful.
Anything else I can help you with?
Gosh, Barney, there's always going to be something, but for right now, I think I've dragged you into enough.
How's your clinic coming along?
It's coming. I think it's just about ready. I'm working on putting in an emergency crash pad in one of the upstairs offices.
want us to build you a emergency crash pad underneath it.
If you know someone who could do that, yeah, that'd be great.
Do I know someone that can do that?
I just meant that wasn't tied up with everything you guys have going on.
Red? Yeah, boss. She's got a project for you. And, Red gets what you need. At least an idea of what you need. And tells you that he will get his guys on it as soon as possible. So, next thing, what would Shiloh like to tackle next?
So now that that's out of the way, she will put in a call to the local guru to warn them about the rogue operatives operating, and what they saw and found out that night.
Okay. So when you call, the person that picks up is A, very, very peppy, and B, probably trying to make a joke, but does a bad job because... Thanks for calling. You got tomes, we'll eat your bones. How can we help you?
I have a little bit of bad news that I needed to pass off to someone.
Oh, well, I'm the person manning the phones tonight. Yeah. I just need to know your affiliation and your name.
You can call me Shiloh. I'm part of Baron Tory's crew.
Got it. South Atlanta and Shiloh. Got it.
That's me. Yeah, you got some rogue operatives running with pen techs at this location, and she'll give a brief summary of what happened.
And the line goes silent for a long time. Don't really know how long. Then the next thing you hear is, "What's this about my decks?"
Shiloh will give the summary again.
Shit. Probably not, because we know how you operate. Does you have any pictures?
Good girl.
No. And I don't know if we could get some now that they're aware that we're aware of them.
Okay. Do you have anyone else that has seen it?
Just me and my coterie mates, and she'll list who was there.
Make sure that they don't say anything else to anyone else.
Okay.
Highly sensitive on our side, and we don't need the mass panic, really.
Yes. I'll do what I can. Just be forewarned, my friend Steven, he's pretty dead set on finding them because they took someone important to him. If he interferes or causes problems, I apologize ahead of time. I'll try my best to reroute him.
That's fine. We just won't be able to help. His issues with them are his own. We won't interfere. We understand. we are nothing if not understanding about personal grievances.
Okay, good. And sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I figured it was better that you guys know and
Come here.
than not know.
We do appreciate it. Obviously, this is one of those things that we'd rather not have happen, but I'm pretty sure you would also rather not have the sun come up. But it does anyway, so it's fine.
Come here.
It's
Come
not
here.
quite equivalent, but it's close.
Come here. Good girl.
Is there anything else that we can help you with on your call today?
No. Thank you.
You have a wonderful, well, whatever you have.
You still smell like skunk.
I was just gonna sigh. Yes, you have a good night.
Is there anything else that Shiloh would like to do in the first 2 weeks? Because this has been a very busy first week.
Mostly just gonna help with whatever's going on at the clinic. Final preparations, making sure Red and his crew get things the way she wants them. Just kind of help out with that stuff.
Okay. Do me a favor.
Yes.
I'm making this composure for a reason, but composure and etiquette, please.
Okie dokie. Not the best pool, but not a terrible pool. 4.
Okay. So you show up to try to help at the clinic, and it is, I hate to use the stereotypical like construction person, but it's exactly that. They're doing this all at night, and there's a very common thread through all of this. They're all Italian. They're all from Massachusetts. And they all have the worst mouths you can possibly imagine. Which is where the composure comes in. And from what you remember from your politics and your knowing where people are from, these might be Putinescas. Which, with Giovanni so close, that might be a problem. But keep them on task, they're probably going to be okay.
Shiloh's going to be keeping a very close eye on what's going on.
They are very quick, though. They obviously close it down for everyone. And within 4 days, they have the hole dug, they have the concrete poured, and then the top put on the panic room, is what they're calling it.
Jesus.
They don't have the door on it. They don't have the hiding space for it. But they have everything else put together. And it's not very big. It's only 5 foot by 5 foot. It has a built-in bench, which they tell you to go ahead and throw your bed on there. Um, they also do say that it would be good for a prison because nobody will ever hear anybody down here. And that they will have electricity run to it and everything buttoned up by the end of the week. Because the threat asking, there's no charge. Fred just owes a minor favor to him.
I was going to give Red a very concerned look once their backs are turned.
Out loud, he's, nah, it's okay, just gotta do a little bit of informing. But the whole, well, amp situation. And his whole family as they come and go, you know.
Right.
It's not a huge deal, I promise. And it's more so because they're actually gonna be moving in a little bit south of here, you know, like 45 minutes south, so not even close to the sprawl.
Right. Lovely. Wonderful. Always love new neighbors.
Yeah, see, not really neighbors. It's kind of like the idiots you know that decided to move the next town over, so you don't go there anymore. That's what they are.
Wonderful.
Shouldn't cause us any problem. If they do, I'll literally break some skulls. It's fine.
I can't remember the last time something hasn't caused us a problem, but okay.
They get the panic room all said and done. Now, we will go to round 2. It is the next 2 weeks. Who would like to go first? Would Tory like to go first again, or would Steven like to go first? Or would Shiloh like to go
first? Hmm.
I don't really care. I usually go first, so.
Okay, we can do Tory. So, after a couple weeks, you've done quite a bit of research.
I don't really care.
You have found that there really
I
are
usually go first,
only two
so.
paths that make any bit of sense for you. And what you're really wanting to do in your personal philosophy.
Yes.
You've gotten some guidance as to how to start on said paths.
Yes.
Then after your first 2 weeks, you kind of... So, you're more than welcome to stay if you want. However, I feel like at this point might be logical time for you to start heading back down. You don't have to go. You're more than free to stay here. And anytime you come up this way, you always have a place to stay.
I appreciate it. It has been, dare I say, relaxing.
That's a very dangerous word.
Definitely
I appreciate
informative.
it. It has
Well, that's
been-
what we aim to do?
Dare I say relaxing? I would like to... Definitely informative. No offense to the little one, and she'll gesture towards the dog. Get mine back. No offense to this one. I would like to... It's been a while. No offense to the
Far
little
too
one,
long.
and she'll... Yes.
Far too long.
Gesture towards the dog. Some things did carry over. No offense to this one, but
yeah.
It's been...
I understand.
Yes.
We just need a
Some things did carry over.
address so Axel and Kyle can meet you there.
The address... She'll give the address to the bar. That's not entirely it, but that is the place I will find them. There's an apartment upstairs that I will meet them at.
Okay, well,
The address... She'll give the address to the bar.
We'll make sure that they have all of the supplies that they will need.
Entirely it, but that is the place I will find them. There's
they
an
will be
apartment
waiting for you when you
upstairs
get
that
there.
I will meet them at. Good. Head out soon, I think. Good.
Very well.
I will.
And over the next couple days, you get your stuff. You do. Takes you a couple days to
head
get
out
that
soon,
back
I
down there,
think.
because I assume that you're not really taking. You're not in a rush. You're taking your time.
No. Yeah, she's not quite meandering, but not in a massive rush.
And
No. Yeah, she's
as you get to Atlanta,
not quite meandering, but
straight to the bar, or
not in a massive rush. Yeah, she would go to the bar first.
okay,
She...
straight to the bar, and sure enough, you meet your two
Yeah, she would go to the bar first.
new friends there. They are both rather skinny, wiry. They look like they're fit, though. Definitely have some muscle to them, but they are skinny, muscled. One has rather long, brown, straight hair. The other one completely shaved bald. They both look a little bit crazy, but it's fine.
Who
They're
isn't?
product after all. And they take all of the instructions that you give them. What exactly are those instructions?
Who isn't? To not cause as many scenes as possible. Like, don't cause scenes if you can help it. To not... If you can't, please get me, and we will take care of it. Cause... Don't make stupid choices. Don't cause scenes if you can help it. It's a big one.
Okay.
And just... Please get me, and we will take care of it. Don't make stupid choices. That's kind of probably what she would say. She doesn't really know them to give them any more specific instructions to, as to not insult them.
Okay.
That's kind of probably what she would. She
would
would take them to the cistern. Really know them to give them any more specific instructions to, as to not
They
insult
will
them.
unload and set things up.
And introduce them to Kaja. She would take them to the cistern. All that.
Yeah. They do ask who the weird Tremere is in the back.
A problem for later.
And introduce them to Kaja and
Good.
all that.
Please don't do anything to him. I need to figure out what to do with them.
Can we draw on their
A
face?
problem for later.
Sure.
Just to make them mad.
Please don't
you know?
do anything to him. I
No bodily
need to
harm,
figure
please.
out what to do with them.
No, definitely not.
Sure.
And then after they get all set up, what are you doing?
No bodily harm.
Straight
please.
to Samal's. She's gonna text Kamari. She hasn't told anyone she's back yet, but gonna text Kamari saying she's back and asking if either of them are at the house.
Okay. What's an awareness?
Straight to Samal's. She's gonna text Kamari.
On your way there.
Gonna text Kamari saying she's back and
5 with a
asking
crit.
if either of them are at the house.
Well, let me see what they roll. They did not roll 5, so
5 with a crit.
she has decided that she's going to chew on my desk now. You are being followed.
I assume she's
By-
walking with the dog at this point.
Yep. You're being followed by a white windowless van with a mural on the side.
I assume
She'll
she's
just
walking
kind of
with the dog
turn
at
and
this
stare, like, are you serious?
We'll pull up next to and roll down the window. Would you like
point. So
a
just
ride?
kind of turn and stare,
Sure.
like, are
I
you
didn't
serious?
expect you to still be in the city.
Well, I couldn't leave without saying goodbye, could I?
Obviously not.
Sure.
How
I
are you
didn't
enjoying the
expect you to
city?
Still be in the city.
It is much different than the last time that I was here.
What
But then
year was
again,
that?
Obviously not.
1937.
Assume
How
it's
are you
very
enjoying
different.
the city?
Yes.
Yes, just a little bit.
What
I
year
see
was
you
that?
have made a new friend.
Yes.
It's very different. Yes.
So I assume your visit with old families went well.
Very. I'm hosting 2 of them.
Oh,
We'll see how that goes.
Yes, that is. Forgive the term, but that is a you problem. I would not want that problem.
It was an interesting time there. I learned quite a bit.
That is good, I guess.
Feel more settled, for sure, than I have in a long time.
I will say you don't necessarily look any better. However, you look less frazzled. So,
I doubt
this,
this will be leaving anytime soon. But at least the beast isn't clawing at the back of my mind like it was before.
the good news is the look fits you. The look fits you.
Thankfully, I'm not the one that deals with most of the mortals in the Coterie.
Please tell me it's not Steven.
It's
That
Shiloh.
It's
does.
Shiloh.
Or
Good.
Beth.
Or Beth.
But yes, I spent quite a few days with Steven. He's talented.
He can.
He can be.
It was surprising, actually.
Prejudice
Prejudice against Melgavian?
No, he just at first seemed a bit scattered.
Yes, he does come across like that.
However, when you get him focused on something, he's actually very, very adept at things.
I haven't driven him off yet, despite numerous mistakes.
This might be one more reason to keep him around.
I had hoped that he would have been good at this.
Even if it's just at arm's length.
I appreciate you doing that. I know it's not something you do often.
Yes, it's quite all right.
Just let me know what you want in return.
An ear to the ground. That's it.
Anything particular?
Special literature. You hear of any rumors?
Of course.
That's all they have to be is rumors. This entire time he's driving rather slowly to allow you to direct him. When you pull up to Samal's, he's like, well, I hope your whatever you're doing here is going to be lucrative.
Here,
or
Atlanta, here.
Here. The lights are flickering. I feel like somebody's close by that I don't want to meet, so I'm going to leave you here.
It was interesting to see you again. Almost nice.
It was nice to actually work with you.
Yes, it's been a minute since we've done that.
Yes. And it's fun to see competence. Don't always get to see it. Mine tends to be okay. Most of the time. Other times, it's not really their fault. It's exterior forces. So. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you need something.
You as well. I have means of travel now.
That is good. Have a good evening.
You too.
She'll get out and
She'll
bring the
get
dog
out
with her.
and bring the dog with her,
Who still has not been named.
He will drive away slowly. And actually leave the city this time. You walk up to the door, and before you even get all the way up, the door opens up and it's the mall. You have a new dog.
For now. New for now.
He is very large.
Yes. Larger than Blitz was. It'll be interesting to see how he takes that.
We have a place in the basement. If you need to put him down there while.
I wasn't sure if you wanted me to do that here or not.
That is up to you.
If you have this space, I would rather just get it done. This one is nice, but it's not Blitz.
Be fun to see him again.
Yes.
Go inside, grab everything, and head downstairs, and then I assume call your new friends.
Yep. put him on speaker if that's not gonna be a problem with Samal there.
FaceTime, actually.
Sure.
Or, well, video call. And they, like, have you set them up in the corner. And they walk you through the entire process. Now, normally I would have you roll for something like this. However, they are literally walking you through the entire process. They know exactly what they're doing. They don't need to actually roll, make it happen, so you don't have to roll to make it happen.
Okay.
Would you care to explain what exactly you are doing?
Having this new dog eat Blitz's old heart and drink the vitae it's been sitting on, and then performing whatever other bits of the ritual need to be performed for Blitz to basically subsume the dog that was there. Much like a diablerie in reverse.
Yes. There is one part that is a bit unsettling for you. But it is the last bit. There is a brand that needs to be applied, and it's a chemical brand. It's not heat, it's not cold. Doesn't stick around for very long, but it does put quite the odor out. It's not very nice. And it, after everything's all said and done and everything's healed back up, the portion of the fur where the brand was placed is discolored. There is much lighter than the rest of him. However, the dog, after having been laid down, stands up and kind of looks at Tory. Then looks at Samal. Then looks back at Tory, and you can tell there's something different behind the eyes.
There are whispers through, hopefully, the familist bond that showed back up. Blitz?
I am going to fucking kill him.
Good. Good.
If you'll let me.
I have worse planned for him.
And she'll actually, like, get down and open her arms for a hug that he doesn't get too often.
This one is nice, but
You don't have to get down a whole heck of a lot anymore. He just kind of, like, walks into you. And, well, if not him,
yes.
then the human.
And she'll actually, like, get down and
You can
open
get
her
her.
arms for a
I
hug
ate the
that
vampire.
He doesn't get too often.
Well, the other kindred that was there.
Oh, she was in the corner crying,
Yeah.
saying she wouldn't do it.
She's gone too.
She, however, was sent downstairs to beat up our friend. How are they doing, by the way?
I ate the vampire. Well, the other kindred that was there.
I don't even know. I wasn't really thinking clearly that night.
She's gone too.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah,
And if it's not,
and we'll make it
fun
fine.
for us, right?
I don't even
She's
know.
probably nearing tears at
wasn't
this
really
point because she
thinking
wasn't sure if
clearly
she'd see him again. Or, you know.
Can we get out of this basement?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. And we'll make
Turn her
it fun.
attention back to the phone.
Thank you so much.
She's probably nearing tears at this
Yeah,
point.
not a problem.
She wasn't sure if
We-
she'd see him again.
Why we were
Or,
sent here,
you
I
know.
guess. If you need anything else, let us know.
Yeah.
And the phone, like,
Yeah, we
immediately
can do
hangs
that.
up.
Turn her attention back to the phone.
Upstairs? Thank you so much.
Walk upstairs.
Well, that was interesting.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Haley's dead. Haley's dead. Gregor wasn't there. Gregor wasn't there.
That's unfortunate.
He captured a kindred I had looking into Aaron, the descendant of my sibling. The kindred I had looking into. And also captured Aaron. And I was forced to make a choice. Descendant of my sibling.
And what was this choice?
And also captured Aaron. Who dies and who lives. And I was forced to make a choice.
And who did you pick?
Not the mortal. Who dies and who lives.
Was it
Not
a forced hand?
There's a lot of extenuating circumstances there. The kindred was tied to Cyril, who is also tied to the ministry, who is also tied to a specific branch of the ministry, who is interested in the kindred was tied to things going on here and having to deal with the Baron. Tied to a specific branch of the ministry, who is interested in things going on here and having to deal with the Baron.
Let us make that sacrifice work.
What?
Let us make that sacrifice worth it.
That would be nice. That nearly broke me.
Yes, I can see it
That would
on your
be
face.
nice.
It does, however, seem you are
Nearly broke me.
more at peace with yourself.
I've given up trying to hold on to whatever humanity that I learned through watching. Hold on to whatever humanity.
And have you found an
Watching.
alternate way of maintaining yourself?
From the Brodovich, actually. I took a trip out to see them. Well, that's where I got the dog from, but they allowed me to pursue their library.
What did you learn?
They allowed me to pursue their library. Harmony. It's interesting.
It is.
Harmony.
A way to be both yourself
It's
and
interesting.
what we all truly are.
Makes more sense to me than trying to be something I never knew. Makes more sense to me than trying to be something
I have a secret that I have not even
never
told you.
knew. What is that?
The outward appearance gives
And what is that?
normal-ish. It's never quite normal with us. But I still hold on to my old ways. So, know that I support your avenue of keeping yourself.
Not something I'm going to be telling most people, obviously.
No. You tell people that and they assume that
Not
you're
something I'm
still
going to be telling
tied
most
to the
people,
spot.
obviously. Yes. Anything but. Yes. Two of the Brodovich did come with me. Anything but. I'm worried about what will happen, but it was part of Two of the Brodovich did come with me. I'm worried about what will happen, but it was part of
Watch
an
them
agreement.
As close as you can.
Yes. I am just waiting for something to happen, and I hope it doesn't.
They are the ones that
Yes.
are cannibals,
I
right?
am just waiting for something to happen, and I hope it doesn't. Cannibals, a little bit mad.
All the
Inbred.
families are mad.
They're
Cannibals.
more so than the
little
others,
bit
I think.
Mad.
More so than the other one I met there, at least.
Inbred.
More so than
And
the
they all
others,
look
I think. Practically identical.
More so than the other one I met there, at
But
least.
that would be inbred.
As I said, yes.
And they all look
So,
practically
a little
identical.
bit more mad than the others, I think.
As I said, yes.
They're also more resourceful.
So, a little bit more mad than the others,
Yes.
I think.
I am curious to see what happens with them. How they take to being in the city here.
Yes.
Time will tell.
I am curious to see what happens with them.
I have good connections because of it,
How
though.
they take to
so
being in the city here.
more trade-offs.
Good.
I have good connections because of it, though, so.
And
More
you and
trade-offs.
Small and New Blitz. Sit and talk well into the morning, with just enough time for you to get back. By the time you get back, the Revenants, because that's what they are asleep. They have their stuff set up in the area that you've told them. They've even set up some stuff in the little common area for the dogs. Nothing crazy, just a couple platform beds. You can see some intellectual toys.
Yeah.
We're also given out. And seems like you
Yeah.
have a couple new friends. They're all snoring on one of them. And in the middle is Kaja.
Oh,
Picks her head up, kind of looks at you, comes in, see a little bit of tail wag, and then head back down.
Oh.
And Blitz goes over and kind of pushes them off the side a little bit and lays down with them.
I would make her way to her own bed.
Now, for the remainder of the time, is there anything specific that Tory would like to do or not do?
I think she'd take one final night to herself, and then the next night she would let everyone know she's back. I think she'd take one final night to herself, and then the next
Cameron
night
lets
she
you
would
know
let everyone
that
know she's
the
back.
new facilities are almost done. Takes you on a tour of all that at your own leisure.
Yeah.
Cool.
How would Stephen and Shiloh take the news that Tori's back?
Shiloh would text and say, "Oh, good, I need to talk to you about something." And it's best we do it in person.
I'm taking a tour of the bars. Feel free to come along.
Okay.
Steven would say, welcome back.
Tour of the bars. Feel free
Anything
to
important
come
we
on.
need to take care of?
I'm perfectly set.
You all would finally get a message
perfectly
from
set.
Beth. And it would very simply say, sorry, after some consideration, I'm moving up northwest. Still around Atlanta, I'm still going to be available. I'll still loan you cars when you need them. But we're going to I'm going to sell the local garage. One of you want it, I'll sell it to you. But we're going to be building the larger one elsewhere, and that's where Jackson will be going to school. So he doesn't have to move schools. More so for him than anyone else.
Wish you well.
Good luck and stay
Wish
safe.
you well.
Come visit sometime.
Sure will, and we'll follow that up with a, unfortunately, in this case, family has to come first.
Of course.
I understand.
And that is the last that you will
I
hear
understand.
of Beth. For the most part. Unless if you specifically reach out. Rams is still going to be available to you as well. And we'll be doing all of the construction company stuff.
Send a message to Bobby. Interested in owning a garage. Send a message to Bobby. Or running
Interested in
one.
owning a garage.
Running one sounds a lot better than owning it.
Well, I can handle that
Or
part of
running
it.
one.
The one you're working as be going to be coming available.
Yeah, there's already a for sale sign up front.
Right. I may have the means if you would be interested in that.
I can do that for you.
So, I don't know what it would cost, but Tory would talk to Beth about that.
Probably next to nothing. Seeing as technically speaking, it's still fire damage, so like the roof would have to be replaced and all that fun stuff. But the roof's getting replaced due to insurance, so like she'll still have it replaced for you.
It's not sketchy or anything.
No, not at all.
So yeah, go about
There.
getting that process started too.
Yep, and actually that one's fairly quick, within a week. Turn around.
Cool.
Anything else that Tory would like to do? And we will have the conversation between Shiloh and Tory in just a second.
Check in with all the domain leaders, just messages, just making sure everything's fine, letting them know she's back, sending a message to Cyril saying she's back, and the other barons too.
Johnny gives a all good. Warren Bread's like, Dell, I'm having Dell do things for me. That's okay.
No sweat off my back, he lives in your domain.
Appreciate it. I can loan him back when he gets done. And Cyril would be like, thank you for making the correct choice. I know it was difficult, however. It's also necessary.
I assume the extent of the choice was told to you.
Yes.
I have it handled.
Good. That being said, I owe you some money.
Money.
And about that time, you get a text message with, thank you for opening up an account with us. Find your statement balance here.
Click it.
You open it up, and there's $25,000
Oh,
just sitting in an account.
Okay.
okay.
And it says 99 bottles incorporated.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting.
You'll get a follow-up of, I do not have access to the account. Cameron has full access to the account. I just helped him open it. Also donated $20,000 to the cause.
Because
of
The correct choice.
Fair enough.
fair enough.
I was going to do 10, but Hush told me to do more.
My thanks to
My
Hush.
thanks to Hush
And to you.
and to you.
Any favors owed from you to me are wiped clean. I don't believe there was any, but still. If there was,
Okay.
Okay.
and finally, Barney would be like, hey, I have 2 more numbers that you need to add into your phone for parodies.
Oh, you added
Oh,
two.
you added 2.
Well, I split mine into 3 pieces.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
first one, yeah, the first number would pop up, and you don't have that one on your phone yet. The second one pops up, and like it autofills Marigold.
Hello, Marigold.
Hello, Marigold.
Can I help you?
I
I was
given your number.
given your number. Congratulations on becoming a baron.
Barney gave me the retirement community. It is, however, probably good for Thin Blood adjacent to have even more of a foothold in the city. Thank you for help with Nyx.
Of course.
Of course.
And how are you?
And how are you
things?
taking things?
One day at a time.
I know the
I
feeling.
know the feeling.
You should stop by sometime. I've gotten back to old habits.
I just might.
I just might.
And just said
hello,
this is
hello,
Tory.
this is Tory.
To the other one.
To the other one.
And you would receive a howdy.
Leave it at that, I guess.
Leave it at that, I guess. Or
Did she get a name?
did she get a name for this one?
Should not.
What's your name?
What's your name?
So, on that little map, what do I have it? Assuming you
I
have
don't
it.
have.
I don't
Yeah.
have
that one. No, I
that
have the
one. No,
sprawl.
I have the sprawl.
It's fine. I'm blanking on the name. That's why I was hoping that you'd remember.
Not that one.
Not that one.
And of course, mine, I can't pull it up.
Warren.
So,
Warren.
it is,
I'll say
yeah. That one, Warren. I hear that you're the one that likes the dogs.
Yes. Why?
I just wanted to make sure I knew who I was talking to.
Yes. I live in the sprawl.
My door's always open, and I don't come without invitation. So this is your invitation to come to mine. If I get the same in return, I'll be by within the next couple weeks.
Of course, just give me a heads up, and I will be prepared to meet you.
Thank you. And you will actually receive a link to like a pin on a map if you make it out my way first. And it is actually a barbershop.
Okay.
It says Gallant Cuts.
She'd send him a pin to the 99 bottles. The OG 99 bottles.
Right. Now, Shiloh and Tory, at some point during that entire thing, had a conversation.
Hello, Shiloh.
Hey, Tori, oh. Okay, I promise I'm only gonna ask this once. Are you okay?
Yes.
I'll trust you on that.
I fixed some problems and I'm okay now.
Okay, good. I just meant you don't
I know.
look too okay. Okay.
I am probably better than I was when I left.
That's something, and I'm obviously not one to judge there. Couple developments that I think you should probably be aware of, because I've learned very quickly how things tend to develop. And then Shiloh will immediately launch into an explanation of the talks she had with both Darian and Barney about pen techs, update Tory on what they are, what they've been doing, what Barney said about the field, and her conversation with the werewolves.
Do you know if Steven knows any of this or not?
I haven't said anything to him. If he's learned it, it wasn't because of anything I said.
I didn't.
And I honestly haven't really seen much of him anyway. I don't really know what he's been up to.
Good to know. That is very worrisome. They didn't
Yes.
say they had any plans to move on them or take care of them.
They did not mention any to me, no. Also, you're a little bit more knowledgeable about politics than I am, and I know you have... Are you technically still tied to the Giovanni? Or is that ship sailed now that Beth's not?
Peripherally, somewhat.
Okay, so you might want to know that we're getting some new neighbors about 45 minutes south of here.
Okay.
They are Puttanesca.
Does that mean anything to Tory?
Somewhat.
That would be either a politics or etiquette.
I have
and
etiquette.
whichever mental stat you wish to add to that.
Intelligence,
Does
please.
that mean anything to Tory?
3.
You have heard of them. They are a bit of troublemakers.
Intelligence, please.
They fall under the Hikata umbrella.
3.
I can't say I know too much about them. I know a little bit. You'll have to tell me why that's such a big problem.
I've just heard that. I've just heard rumors that they and the
Can't say I
Giovanni
know
don't get
too
along
much
very well.
about them. I know a little bit. Potentially a conversation to have with Amp then. You'll have to tell me why that's such a big problem.
And I'll give you 3 guesses which of our local kindred has ties to the Putanescas.
I'm going to assume it's not Amp. Potentially a conversation to have with Amp then. I'm not quite sure. Is it?
Our local troublemaker, Red.
I'm going to assume it's not Amp. Of course. Why would it be anyone else? I'm not quite sure. Is it? Well, Barney has Red under control, so Red ideally will be fine with that. Of course. Why would it be? I think that's a conversation to have with Amp.
Yeah,
Well, so Red.
I guess
Probably we should ask Steven what he knows. I think that's a
that's-
conversation to have with Amp.
that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, we probably should.
Steven, can you meet us at the bar?
Probably we should ask Steven what he knows.
We're on the wall right now. I'm already there.
Working on what?
The wall.
Oh.
Steven, can you meet us
Wall?
at the bar?
The one you left scratch marks on.
Oh, I was angry that day. I'll be there soon.
Understandable.
Working on what? Oh,
And then send a message to
Wall.
Amp, I guess.
oh, I was angry that day. I'll be there soon.
Would it be better
Yeah.
to meet you in your area, or would you like to come to mine? And send a message to Amp, I
I'll
guess.
meet you at yours. Mine's not finished.
Okay. Make her
Would
way
it be
there.
better to meet you in your area, or would you like to come to mine?
Making your way not quite downtown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go upstairs. Watch Steven patch the wall.
Make our way there.
And Amp shows up pretty quickly.
Oh, you must have been close.
I mean,
Yeah.
Relatively
far.
Go
close.
upstairs. To the wall. You still aren't that tied must to your have been family, close. correct?
no.
Relatively close. How big of a problem are Putanescas within
You
an
don't-
hour from here?
You still aren't that tied to your
Or
family.
slightly less than an hour.
How big of a problem are Putanescas?
Rolling for something, so hold on just a second.
Or slightly less than an hour.
Where are Putanescas?
A Hakata family.
Oh, okay.
Not Giovanni.
Did they know the
A Hakata family.
other part of that?
No.
Okay.
Not Giovanni.
Normally, in my experience with me,
No.
Shiloh, why don't you talk to Steven? Amp and I need to talk outside.
Sure.
okay. And down to the parking lot.
Shiloh, why don't you talk to Steven? Amp
No,
and I
they
need to
don't know.
talk
It was made
outside.
clear to me if anyone else knew, I would be in a lot of trouble.
Well, probably shouldn't send. Sure, they probably realized that I would know.
No,
Anyway,
they
doesn't
don't
matter.
know. It was made clear to me if anyone else knew, I would be in a lot of trouble.
Me personally, I don't give crap.
Right.
They probably care about me more than I care about them. But I won't cause problems for them, so like for me, not a huge issue. Little bit east of here though.
Right, which is my concern.
I would just be upfront. Like, hey, they're trying to move in.
Which is my concern.
Don't have to give them any more than that.
Okay.
What they want to do with that information, they can do.
I wanted some advice on how to handle that from someone peripheral to the family, at least. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, that's... Normally, it's not a problem.
I wanted some advice on how to handle
However,
that from someone at least.
if you can get
Thank
more
you.
information, like a name, it might give me a little bit more information.
I can try, but I don't want to come off as prying.
Yeah. And if I ask, it would be weird.
Try.
Yeah.
But
I'm just trying to get a good
I don't want to come off
feel
as
for how much of a problem it might be.
Right. That would be good to know.
Yeah.
Because if it's just some no names, they're just in here to get information. If it's someone like, well,
Right. That would
whatever.
be good to know.
They're working with Red, if that helps any.
That's 50-50. That's half the reason why I was sent here, by the way, is to make sure Red's not being dumb with them.
They're working with Red, if that helps
She's
any.
not, so it's okay. I knew that way before I got to this point, I promise. Red's dumb, but his own kind of dumb.
The more outlandish of his decisions are being controlled.
Yeah, I heard. So,
The more
to answer your question,
outlandish of his decisions are being
none for you,
Controlled.
possibly some for other people.
Okay. Thank you. That really
Yeah.
was it. You are free to stick around if you'd like, but
I will stick around and try to get a little bit of information on Shiloh without making it obvious.
Okay.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
That really was it. You are free
And
to stick
back
around if
upstairs.
you'd like,
Yep.
but okay.
So what are you gonna talk to me about?
Yep.
Did Shiloh talk to you?
So Shiloh,
Yeah, we would have talked while Tory was outside doing her thing with Amp.
did Shiloh talk to
Which
you?
didn't take more than a couple minutes, really. So, real quick, like rundown of like the whole Pentax situation, and probably would have walked in about the time that was being explained as to why it's not a good idea to just run off and attack them.
I'm aware of that. I'm dumb, not an idiot.
I never said you were. I'm just trying to warn you that there are bigger forces at play than us here.
You have made questionable choices in the past. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know.
And I also do know firsthand the
You have
utter
made
lengths
questionable
that
choices in the
one will
past.
go to for
Let's be
someone
honest.
they deeply care about. So
Yeah,
all I'm saying is I wish I had someone to be the voice of reason for me when I clearly needed it.
Yeah.
can second that. You do weird stuff for people that are important to you.
Or he just kind of stares off into the distance for a minute.
You know, like making new friends that you normally wouldn't make.
Tory just kind of stares off into the
just kinda,
distance
like,
for a
look at
minute.
Tory.
That's okay. Most people don't want to associate with me, and it's fine. They have to do it anyway, especially now.
Yeah. It is kind of... Well, I'm just going to straight out ask it, if Shiloh, if you don't mind. The people that Red's dealing with, was there anybody there that you remember the name of?
She would considering Shiloh was around for most of the project, would they have introduced themselves, or would Red have introduced them at some point?
They would. Can I... Again, composure and intelligence.
Sure.
Because a lot of F-bombs been thrown around a lot, so it's very distracting and they're very loud.
Composure. You're sure composure and intelligence?
Yes.
Okay, that's not a bad pool. I am going to burn a willpower to reroll that.
Okay.
Okay, much better. 4.
There are a couple. And majority of them, there's absolutely 0 rise on. Can I get everyone to give me wits and insight as you start naming off the people that were there?
Now that's a really good pool for me.
Not for me. 2.
Also 2.
6 on a crit.
Even Tory, you don't see anything. Shiloh, you get to the name Ramsey, and you can kind of see his face just drop for a little bit, and then it's back to normal.
Shiloh will make
split second.
Shiloh will make a point to make eye contact and just arch an eyebrow at him. Make it clear that she saw that.
The rest of them, but
she'll name what she has, but
and the rest of the list, not a huge deal. He's like, well, I appreciate it. I do have a couple other things that I gotta take care of real quick.
Amp.
You two, good seeing you again. Tory, I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Amp.
What?
Is this Ramsey person gonna be a problem? Please be honest.
I don't know. Usually, if they're close, not necessarily the best thing in the world for somebody like me.
That's someone you would like me to keep an eye on?
I think we should keep our noses out of that business unless we're drug into it for some reason.
Yeah, that one.
If it becomes a problem, Anne, please tell us. For you.
Something tells me that. Yeah, something tells me that you won't have to be told.
Still, let us know if something goes wrong on your end.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm just gonna literally go underground now. At least until we confirm that they're not moving here.
Okay.
She'll send a message
She'll send a message to Barty.
Red's friends are not
Red's
moving
friends
into
are
the
not
city,
moving
correct?
into the city, correct?
No,
Probably a good thing.
Probably a
Like
good
now-
thing.
like an hour south is what he's telling me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
About an hour south.
About an
no
hour
problem.
south.
Yeah, still. Let's make sure of that.
Yeah, it sounds like they might.
Yeah,
be
it
in
sounds
the
like
city
they might
even
be
if
in
they
the
aren't
city
living
even
here.
if they aren't living here.
Yeah, an hour is close enough to drive.
Yeah.
And if they were here working.
And if they were here working on the clinic,
I wouldn't be surprised if we.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of them.
Yeah. Majority of them, no problem. That's one of those that can be a problem. Hothead.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Oh.
We have so many of those.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, they're weird. The old school mafia. I think they worked with Al Capone.
That would explain a lot.
Yeah. So, oh, you have fun with the rest of your night. Hopefully, the wall gets fixed.
Have a pleasant evening.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play some video games.
You go do that.
And ample leave.
I need to make a phone call. I'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
Well, it should be done by then.
Okay.
And in the meantime, there's more discussions being had about Pentax and all that fun stuff.
Walk downstairs. Probably into the freezer, actually, like the broken freezer, actually.
Yep.
So she's
Which
not
is
getting listened in on.
Which is still broken.
Gonna call Cornbread.
It rings twice and picks up. How can I help you?
I wanted to pass along some information that I just found out about some new neighbors that are moving in theoretically about an hour south.
Amp sent me a text.
Ah.
Apparently Ramsey was here.
Seems so.
Cool.
Anything I should do?
Have Shiloh keep an eye out for that one specifically.
Okay.
Amp doesn't have the full set of information on Ramsey. Kicked out of the family. Because they are too much of a loose cannon. They just kind of do what they want. So them being here doesn't necessarily mean the Pudisk is sent them.
Okay.
Still claims the name, still claims the family, still technically works kind of with the family.
But it doesn't have the protection of the family.
Yes. So one troublemaker could potentially cause problems. Not a huge deal. Not physically that bad.
I can take care of a troublemaker if things pop up. I'm worried about a family confrontation.
No, I don't foresee that being a problem.
Good. Please let me know if that will change, because that will be bad.
Yeah.
I can take care of a
That we're
troublemaker if
kind
things
of on a
pop
truce
up.
right
I'm
now.
worried about a family
You
confrontation.
and them were kind of... What do you mean?
Good.
Kinda everyone that
Please let me know
is
if that will
in the
change,
same
because
similar vein.
that will be bad.
There's other issues that we're taking care of.
Okay.
You and them, or
kind of.
people are abusing powers, and apparently
What do you
something real bad happened up in Detroit a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was Sabbat week.
Oh yeah, something about a zombie outbreak.
I
So we're just
believe
trying
an acquaintance of mine said something about that. Yes.
Yeah, we're just trying to hunt everyone down that isn't actually affiliated with anybody and make sure we know what their intentions
Yeah.
are.
It was Sabbat week. Would you know? If there's going to be a family meeting here, please give me
I believe
a modicum of heads
an
up.
acquaintance of mine said something about that. Yes.
It would
Oh,
be
well-
appreciated.
I'll be honest with you, I'll probably ask to use one of your spaces.
Sure.
Good to know.
Is A,
If there's going to be a family meeting here, please
that way
give
you
me
know.
a modicum
B,
of heads up.
is
It would be
less
appreciated.
conspicuous.
Yeah. I've got something that will work, I'm sure.
Sure.
Yeah. So, said grand scheme, probably not that big of a deal. If they stick around and they're the problem, then we can take care of the problem. And there's no
Yeah.
repercussions.
I've got something
They
that will
also
work, I'm
might
sure.
be here, if it's actually Ramses, to try to cause some problems with the Banu.
Oh yeah, there are still Banu here, aren't there?
Yeah, they've set up shop, which Johnny's monitoring them and keeping them under wraps and contained. So we should probably take a ride over.
Oh yeah, there are still Banu here, aren't there?
At least say hi.
I'm sorry, where did you say they're setting up at?
In Johnny's domain.
I have to go to Johnny's anyway, so just let me know when you want to do that. Or at least I have to do something for Johnny.
I'm sorry, where did
Yeah,
you say they're setting up?
probably a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah, that works.
That way you have plenty of time to plan everything out and stuff.
Oh,
That,
Johnny's
keep
thing is
waiting.
just an ongoing thing.
Yeah, no, this is more so just keep them waiting. There's no Cambria.
Right. Right, I should probably check on them at some point. Or check up on them at some point.
Anyway, is that it?
Yes, that was it. I wanted to touch base, so it didn't seem like I was keeping anything.
Good.
Yep.
And back upstairs, and I'm sure the conversation's wrapping up at this point.
Probably.
So we're not going to go after any rogue guru currently, right?
No.
Now,
I wouldn't be so worried about taking on one. I'm worried about taking on a pack of them. Or at least young ones I wouldn't be. But that's my main concern, is just how many.
you wouldn't mind reconnaissance, would you? Just so I figure out how they're operating within the city.
One more time?
So you want to mind reconnaissance so I can figure out how they're operating in the city, would you?
I wouldn't mind any reconnaissance. I just don't want to have a confrontation without being more prepared than we were for Carissa's.
Just want to make sure.
Just as always, if you are going to do reconnaissance, be careful. I think our neighbors, our lupine neighbors, are going to be attempting something of that nature at some point soon.
Noted.
Anything else happen while I was away?
I spent most of my time working on the clinic, so
Rufus stopped by, gave me cobbler training.
Yes, I spoke with him.
Rufus was in town?
Yes.
Yeah, he stopped by for a few hours.
Another favor. It is a habit with us, just pass them back and forth.
Interesting character. I wish I'd gotten to spend more time with him.
He is quite the individual. I heard you've picked it up quite quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of easy once he explained it to me.
Good.
It'd be more difficult.
At least there's probably a reliable one in the city now that I know about. I've asked around and didn't really get any answers.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely make a point to not rip anyone off, so I can take the business from that other one.
Probably a good thing. Just, don't get caught.
Well,
I don't quite have any ties with the police here.
yeah, like anyone does.
Oh, I'm sure Johnny does.
And maybe Cyril too.
Well, yeah. The rest of the Barons probably do. It's something I probably need to get around to. But, mortals and I don't really get along well.
Feeling okay, by the way?
Better than I was when I left. Thank you. Just visually, not too great.
Okay, I'll take your word for that.
I hope that you never have to see a kindred in this state. It is not a good place to be in. I'm okay now, but the lingering effects will stay. Don't be surprised if the others act very differently towards me now. Neither of you have seen a white, well, seen the descent into becoming a white, have you?
Yeah, not.
This is a step away from it. Not great things happened when I left. They're handled, and I am okay now.
Do you need to talk about them, or you good?
Do I talk about anything that's ever happened to me?
No.
You do when you feel like you're ready to. You've been pretty open and honest with us.
Right. If you ask, I'll tell you, but it's not, Are you curious? Do you want to know what happened?
Of course I'm curious, but if it's not going to be comfortable for you, I don't want to make you do something you're not wanting to do.
I was forced to make a choice between someone who helped keep my beast at bay or someone who was tied to some very major players in the city that have ties to the ones who know about the Baron.
Oh.
And the bigger picture won out. And then I killed Haley by eating her.
And say she'll be missed.
No. She was the one who forced that decision as Gregor's proxy, because he left or was never there.
Of course he
And
wasn't.
I was not in a good state after, and obviously was not thinking. But I took steps to fix my problem while I was away. So the white issue is no longer an issue.
Okay. The only follow-up question I have about the whole thing is, did whatever happened up north cause ripples enough that we might have someone tail us back from Indianapolis? Should we be on the lookout for anything?
I went to Detroit first, so I very much doubt it. It will likely be Detroit's problem if anything happens.
Okay.
And then I went to Connecticut.
Connecticut? That was a lot of the way.
I have a new dog now.
Oh?
Yes. Visited some people. I'm hosting some guests as well.
Hosting some guests as in more people we need to keep an eye on, or hosting some guests as in...
Yes, it's people we need to keep an eye on.
Okay.
Their names are Axel and Kyle.
Okay.
How dangerous are they?
Decently.
Wonderful.
Not kindred level, but probably not far from it.
Okay. And are they going to be long-term visitors or short-term visitors?
Probably long term.
So new neighbor type visitors. Okay. Have they taken up residence somewhere?
With me.
Okay.
I am hosting them specifically.
Oh, good.
They
I'm a little less concerned now.
She gives
a description
of them.
of them. They are very similar looking.
Very similar looking.
Yes.
Like twins or?
Something
Like that.
Would Shiloh know enough about medicine being a nurse to get what she's implying?
I mean, probably familial resemblance would be more than adequate.
Mm-hmm. Because family things go so well around here, don't they?
Right.
But
again,
I've
made some powerful allies in doing so.
Good. I'm glad something worked out for you.
Several
things did.
I told you,
I am in a much better place now than when I left.
That's good.
Is there anything else we needed
to worry about specifically here that either of you know about?
Told you about the Putanescas and the Pentax. That's all I know about?
I haven't run into anything either.
Oh, just in case it wasn't clear, the reason the Putanescas were helping me is they were putting in a bolt hole underneath the clinic, a kindred-friendly bolt hole. So if someone needs an emergency overnight, that's a place we can add to our.
Since our other one was ransacked.
I mean, it's not super large. I wouldn't recommend more than maybe 2 people, if that, but it's something.
We need to figure out some stuff here. I know we had talked about moving forward on things with housing in the sprawl. Now that Beth is gone, because I know she was going to be heading that with you. Is that still something you want to do?
Yes. Especially considering I still need a new place to stay.
Right. We have apartments, though.
Yes. I've been working on other things. I'll get transitioned into here now that the clinic's all taken care of.
Oh, I just didn't know if there was a reason you didn't want to stay in one of them. I don't particularly care either way.
Well, I didn't want to run the risk of putting anyone else that was staying around there in danger because I've kind of attract that. I've made my peace with that. I just kind of wanted to wait and make sure things had settled out before.
Well, probably don't want to wait too long in finding a secure place to live.
Yes, yes.
We need to make some contacts in the police, I think, in this area. But unless it's digitally, I cannot be the one to do so.
Stephen, you've had a couple interactions with the police lately, haven't you?
I don't think that's a good idea, Shiloh.
No, it's not.
I'm just... It doesn't have to be, Stephen. I've not really had any interactions with the police, so I wouldn't even know where to start.
Not with Stevens.
Those usually ended in puffs.
So those would be names to avoid.
I could see... Should text Bobby. Do you have a clean record? Do you have any police problems?
For like 3 lines, just ha ha ha.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. You know any bad ones?
I mean, define bad.
You know any ones who you might want to share your pleasant discovery with?
Not that wouldn't try to use it for their own personal gain.
Well, I figured that much. But they can be bound, like you are.
Still wouldn't trust them.
Okay. If one comes to mind, let me know.
Will do.
You know, once the clinic opens and starts getting some foot traffic, I could probably use that as an excuse to just go to the police and say, hey, we're doing this part of the community. We wanted to link up and maybe get an in that way.
If you're volunteering, then you probably would be in the best position to.
It's definitely something I can do. It was something I figured I would probably need to do at some point. Say, hey, we're a resource now.
Having pull there would be good. So that is a plan moving forward, I think. Is there any other complexes that we want to start? any other businesses. I've come into a small amount.
I'm trying to come up with something for myself, but I keep blanking.
I know Beth said that she's selling the garage. What about the new location that she picked up the deed to where the old restaurant was?
That's outside of the city. No. I mean,
But do we have access to it?
That's where hers is going in.
Okay.
So we'll have the garage, but maybe another apartment complex or something, or a business of some sort. Business would probably bring in more money short term.
Probably. What do you think, Steven?
Nothing that wouldn't require a ton of permits.
I'm sorry?
Nothing that wouldn't require a ton of permits.
And what are you thinking?
Dispensary.
Would bring in money. That is something quite big now.
It's always been big, it's just legal now.
Right.
It'd also be a clean source for not everything, but certain things.
I'm not sure if what I came into would be enough to start to cover that, but something to look into. Do you have an idea of a place?
I'll have to look around.
Why don't you do that? I think you'd have a better idea of that than I would.
Yeah, good on that.
If it's something we can renovate, the better, because we can get it cheaper.
Did any of the other domain leaders get back with her with any crazy things? Or was it all just, hey?
A lot of it was just, hey, glad to see you're back.
Okay.
So, if Tory doesn't have anything else, we will hurry up and run through Shiloh and Steven as well. So, Steven, is there anything that you would like to do for the final 2 weeks, assuming that this has already taken place?
Steven would have checked in with Twitch, see if he needed any help of setting himself up for her with the information network.
No, he seems to be okay.
If his dad was out of the hospital, he would have checked in with him.
Okay. Dad is out of the hospital, doing decently. Doesn't stay up super late right now. Still has some head stuff. Fogginess, dizziness. Gets tired real easy. says he's going to be out of work for about 3 months while he recovers. But long-term disability is covering it, so it's fine.
Stephen will offer help if he needed it.
He appreciates it, but he says I just order food and make sure it gets thrown away. I don't really dirty up the house too much, so I'm fine. That, and they got a really nice nurse that comes by every day to make sure I take my medication.
No, good.
And will actually give you the contact information for said nurse. It's like there's a reason for it, though. Is there anything else that Stephen would like to do?
I believe that is it.
Okay. And Shiloh.
So, after talking with Tory and Steven, Shiloh will work on claiming one of the apartments and kindred proofing it.
That is easy enough to do and probably take up a bit of time. Not the entire time, but a bit of time.
Yeah. When not doing that, she'll check in with Darian, make sure he's still doing okay. And at some point, I imagine closer towards the end of it, she will actually check in with Wink, see if he's noticed any other issues that might need addressed in the long run.
So the check-in with Darian is real quick. It's yeah, no, we're good. Does a handoff. The check-in with Wink, as far as issues that he's noticed that might have to be handled later. He tells you that there isn't anything that he's noticed. However, he does have some people wanting to start to talk. Just about people like going missing for a couple days and then popping back up. Like not going missing permanently, but like being gone 24, 48 hours. Then showing back up randomly and not really knowing what happened to them.
She'll ask for as much information as she can get about that.
Yeah, let me get that for you. I don't have it on hand, and I will make sure it gets to you by the end of the week.
Thanks.
Is there anything else that Shiloh would like to do?
Between that, checking in with people, maybe spend a little time training the puppy. That's really about it.
Okay. Just for giggles on my part, can I get a charisma and animal chem?
Three. Can't do much better.
Yep. It knows how to sit, lay down, roll over, and stay. That's about it.
That's fine.
Does anyone else have anything that they would like to do that we haven't already discussed? Why you're not going to do it right now?
Checking in with Axel and Kyle after they've been there for a week or two.
Axel, the long-haired one, is doing a lot better. Kyle's going a little bit stir crazy.
I never said you had to stay in the cistern.
Yes, but the people.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan either.
Yeah, there's a reason why we lived out in the country.
There's a nature preserve.
Assuming you heard me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She'd
kind of
take that map
out that she used to highlight or like sketch out
the domain.
places.
It's right here.
It's right here.
Aventru runs
this one under me,
right
but
here.
it's right here.
Once you said it's right here and just kind of points to it, doesn't even wait for the rest of the sentence and just walks out.
Well, at least that took care
At
of
least
it.
that
took care of that.
He does that. He doesn't like people, but
That's fine.
yeah. Good news.
I see there's some new additions here.
Yes. That's not us. It's just dogs being dogs. The things that you need to know about. We've been doing some repairs here and there that need to be done.
Okay.
Minor stuff. So, it's windproof now. So it should be a little bit warmer in the winter.
That's good.
That's good.
I would hate to wake up frozen.
Oh, I don't think it'd be that cold, but still. No. And beyond that, I think we had one of the doors, like the frame, going, and he points to the one that was actually leading to the old house. The frame around the door was kind of loose in the wall, so we just sealed that up a little bit tighter.
No, I have no idea why that's like that.
Yeah, it's fine. Just a couple security things, you know. And yeah. Anybody else have anything else?
Can Steven make one more roll for scoping out potential black site activity?
Yes, you can.
Gonna bring willpower. 1.
You at least catch yourself before you go down too many rabbit holes this time. However, you are convinced that you find a bird that is a listening device, not an actual bird.
That reminds me to check in with Twitch.
Everything is good on Twitch's end, all set up, ready to go. Haven't gotten anything that you need to know about.
Good.
So, anything else from anyone else?
That I can think of for this one.
I also have a thought, but we can save it for our next game.
What is the thought?
Would Tory be getting a call from Charlotte by now?
Oh, yeah.
Probably next game.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to figure that out still. Above table.
Oh, I have an idea.
We'll talk.
Yeah. So, if no one else has anything else, I will go into our endgame announcements. Okay, cool. So, thank you for joining us. For those of you that are with us on Twitch and have survived to the end, what comes after this is usually our post-game talks. I don't know if we're actually going to have one today or not. We'll find that out shortly. And if you are listening to this anywhere else, thanks for watching. So the normal announcements that we'll run through. Find us on all of the socials that those will be either at Total Party Krit or at Total Party Krit Game. If you want to watch us on Twitch, it is at Total Party Krit Game. We are playing Tuesdays and Sundays going forward, to the best of my knowledge. Next week might be a Saturday game. I don't know. I don't think so, though. It just works better for our schedule. But Tuesdays are a thing. Tuesdays will be alternating Faye with Detroit and me with our Hunter game. Sundays will be alternating myself with this and Buttons with the indie game, and you will get to see a brand new Coterie there. Should be fun. We are going to be doing some test games with some people to see if we can round out our Saturday games. I think we already have a candidate for Detroit. And I know that I am interested to see what they do. And I know Faye's super excited, which is a bit concerning, but it's fine. So, if you found us on socials and or Twitch, and you look at our descriptions and all of the links and stuff like that we have, there is a link tree. On that link tree you can find a link to our Patreon. Everybody knows how Patreon works. If any of that stuff sounds good and you can do it monetarily with this whole support thing, that'd be wonderful, and we'd be greatly appreciative. We'll call you out on this thing. And B, it would be well, obviously much appreciated, and it would help us out. So yeah, if you can do that on Patreon, awesome. If you can't, liking, sharing, subscribing, the whole 9 yards would be wonderful. Tell everybody that you know to do much the same. And then also on the link tree is a link to dicelegion.com. If you use that link, there is going to be a certain percentage off at checkout that we do get a little bit of the money that you spend back. However, more importantly, you get discounted dice, keychains, dice boxes, dice trays, dice whatever. I think some clothes. It's coming up on Halloween right now, so they might have some really cool Halloween themed stuff. I know I'm a sucker for that stuff. So yeah, go take a look at what they got. If you like any of it, buy it. If you don't, share it with the next guy and see if they know. Or girl, or non-binary friend, whichever fits the description.
Guys, gals, and NB pals.
Yes, that one. So, I think I hit everything. Got schedule change, the this, the that, the next thing, and all of the other stuff. So, potential spoilers ahead. Potential other things ahead. Who knows? If you are leaving us here, have a great night, or whatever time it is that you're listening to this. If you are not, let's see what happens.
3, 2,
1.
1. There we go. I just had to do the transition.
Yes. All right, so.
Whew. An interesting game.
Yes.
What path is Samal on?
You want to take a guess?
I don't think it's the path of harmony.
No.
It's not power and voice.
No, because otherwise he would want to be Baron.
Right. I don't know. I don't really know the others too well.
Admittedly, I'm gonna have to take a look because I know I picked one out.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't remember.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me know, please, because I'm very interested.
It's a path of redemption.
It very well might be.
I mean, it makes sense.
I don't need it right now,
Sure.
but yeah. Tory is on the path of harmony now. It's interesting.
Yes,
And it just falls
yes,
in
it is.
line so well for her. And it actually works really well with the coterie too, because one of like the ethics of it was don't sully your haven. This means that the neighborhood in which you reside should be clean and, if necessary, defended against rival predators and decay. So it works with, always better your city for our chronicle tenant. It was like one of the only one that didn't go against our chronicle tenants. Yeah. We've agreed that I'm sitting at stage 5 right now, and this is going to be fun because it's going to go up and down a lot faster than humanity. But
Yes.
it's still on the 10-stage track.
Definitely seems like a lot of ethics are easy to break.
Well, there's ethics, and then there's the stages of it. The ethics are just kind of like an overall thing, but the
Sorry, in the hierarchy of sense.
Yeah, the 10 there are interesting. Starting from 1 up, it's grossly upsetting the natural world, feeling guilty about killing when necessary, refusing to kill when necessary, acting too human or too bestial, allowing gross disruption of the natural world, not respecting a stronger kindred's domain, which I'm probably going to hit that one real quick. Pointless cruelty or kindness, failing to hunt when hungry, indulging in the jihad, or playing too effectively at being immortal. Basically, too much kindred or too much mortal, and then attempting to alter the natural world. So, like, I feel like I'm gonna probably be sitting at between 4 to 6 quite regularly. Is probably what I'm gonna fluctuate between.
I was gonna say, how do you kind of gauge how much is too much one way or the other? Isn't that like super freaking subjective?
Yes, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah. But her ambition is balancing the beast and the mortal, and it's been like that since game 1. Like that's her long-term ambition, so like this is literally the best path for her to be on.
Good.
We took a step towards her ambition, finally.
Yay!
Yeah. Have we moved towards working towards either of yours?
We have a little bit. It's been a minute since we touched on Shiloh's because her long-term ambition is keep the Camarilla out of it and establish a safe haven in Atlanta. So she's working on that safe haven. It's been a minute since we addressed the Camarilla.
Yeah, it has, which we should do very soon.
Which we should do very soon.
No, it's fine. Just let them sit there and fester.
Nah. Look, we had some personal things to take care of first.
By the way, are we recording this?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Should I not be?
No. I have other things to ask about once we're done recording. I just wanted to make sure I didn't.
Okay. Any other questions?
How are Axel and Kyle getting on? Obviously, we saw it in game, but like, have they already been up to things? Are they the reason people are disappearing?
Who knows?
Dengle. Already? And also, why didn't Wink say anything about that to Tory?
Because it's just a rumor. And just recently started.
That's fair.
Is Tory going to tell Cyril that there's Brodovich in the city?
Fuck no. He's gonna find out when everyone else does.
So never. Or once they've started causing problems.
He still doesn't know she was supposed to have been Zemitzi. To my knowledge. To my knowledge, of course. But yeah, no. She ain't telling him that. Not unless it becomes a problem. Not his, doesn't matter to him. Theoretically. Is that going to be a problem for him? I wonder.
Why would it be a problem?
I don't know. Because Amitsi get weird about things.
Yeah, but he never lived there.
Not that she knows.
Yeah.
What fun.
Anything else?
No. Okay. We took care of the watch. So the dogs are the watchmen that I bought for my haven. Kaja is the boss one now, so she got a stat boost a little bit.
Which is why I was like, she's in the center.
Yeah. So there's just, I get puppy piles now.
The good kind, not the...
Right. Yeah. I actually have a question. Would feeding off of new Blitz be counted as animal or not? I mean, he is an animal, but he's also a revenant dog.
This is true. The body is revenant.
So would it still slack half? Or slake half?
I would say yes.
But it would still give me the Vitae addiction thing.
Yes.
Or, I mean, it wouldn't penalize me.
Correct.
Okay. And he could probably take a full dot of hunger off of her if absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty
and
sure
not be half
could.
Dead after.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she could, and she's like a third of his size.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good to know in case of emergency. And since there was downtime, would the Revenants be okay with that occasionally as well?
Yes.
Okay. Well, human Revenants.
Yeah.
During that downtime that was kind of unspoken, could she have done that stuff for Johnny?
Yes.
Since she hadn't been able to in a while?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. And then, I guess, that's fine.
Okay.
Anyone else other than me?
I'm good.
Okay. So we are going to actually call it a little bit short tonight. I know it was a rather short post games talk, however. Yeah, I think we kind of covered everything.
I think
Stuff
so.
happened, lots of stuff happened. However, wrapped up itself fairly nicely. So,
I
thank
agree.
you for staying with us. And it is midnight my time on the dot, so I feel like that is a perfect time to end it. So hopefully we will see you next time.
Next Sunday.
Yes.
Unless you can't do it Sunday.
Who? Me?
You.
Yeah, I can do whenever.
Okay. Well, oh no. Okay, here's my question. Is Sunday going to be Button's game? Or is it going to be Atlanta?
That is a good question. Sounds like Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would appreciate just a little extra time. I lost a weekend to being sick, so
It's fine. I got you.
thanks.
I have things for like very, 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 very long times. It's
Okay.
kind of funny, actually.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Have
Thanks,
a
Ed.
good one.